Hi, and welcome to the Reinhardt Wisdom Show. And I'm doing a live session today. And I thought that I just want to share a little bit of what's been going on for me and, some thoughts and also why I do what I do. And it all starts with this question about what's truly important. As you all know, we've been all going through a lot of different challenges during this time, during the pandemic. A lot has been happening, and there's a lot of people reach out to me and just started sharing the difficult times that they have and what they're going through. And during this time too, I also took time to work through some of my stuff and started looking at what's really important to me. Just be reminding myself what's really important to me. And it comes back to my family. My family is really important to me, and humanity. And I'm really grateful. Growing up as a teenager, I remember when I was starting to explore or understand or what death is. And one of the things that came to my understanding was what's important. I took time to reflect on that, and I decided that relationship is what's really important. Meaning having close relationship with my family, having great relationship with people around me. And so coming back to that question, what's really important to me, as I reflect that, I realize that's why I do what I do. That's why I do the work that I do, because I know that's my purpose and mission here. And my purpose and mission here is to, that's important to me, is to remind humanity that we're all connected, that we're all one, and that we're actually a big family. And my role here is to support and guide individuals to remember who they are, ultimately, to remember that beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, powerful being that you are. And how do I do it? I do that through through education, through my programs. And the reason I also decided on that is because I realize, there's a lot of challenges in our world today. A couple of things that I've noticed, I've studied this also over the last many years, especially when I was working on myself, working through all these deep layers of wounds that I had and things that were in my way of creating, this inner peace and freedom and joy that I was seeking. And I realized it was never outside of me, it's always inside of me. So in the midst of all that studying, I started looking at how can we create a world that works 100% of the time for all humanity and all beings, Mother Earth, our trees and planets and animals, like everything. And so two things that I realized. One is I realized that a lot of systems that we have right now, they're broken. And I do talk about this very passionately, especially the financial system, very passionately, because I realized the financial system that we have today that was created, it's what's keeping people stuck, because it's not working. It has never worked for human beings the way it was created. It doesn't nourish us, it doesn't build the inner resource that's available to us. And so I know that's a system that's broken, that we need to create new ones, not fix it, because like Bucky says, Buckminster Fuller, or even Albert Einstein talks about this. It's not about fixing it, it's about creating new ones, right? So it's about creating new system. And I know, even the other systems that we have, the education system, I've gone through the whole thing. I went through, the whole thing that, we were told to be, go to school, get a degree. I even did my MBA, did my PhD, but I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't happy. There was no inner peace or harmony. So our education system doesn't nourish us as a human being. It doesn't teach us living skills. It doesn't teach what we need, how to thrive in this world, on this planet. What's not working as well as the system is our healthcare system. I call them the sick care system. Pretty much we're just working on the symptoms. We're not really working at the root cause. Our media you know, most of the time they perpetuate more negative news than positive news that nourishes us. Our food system, right? Right now it's all about, most of the time it's about money, you know, it's about how much profit I can make. And, you know, we're putting so much toxic and poison and, you know, in our food, and it's modified. It's not nourishing us as human being. So that's one aspect that, you know, I'm passionate about. I know it's important to look into creating a new systems. And right now, actually, I'm connected with some amazing people who are working on that, and I'm really excited. And the other piece that I know, you know, while we're working on the system, it's also important to work on our belief system. Because I started realizing when I was working through my own stuff, a lot of how I was approaching things, my perspective of things, how I was behaving, that created the results in my life came a lot from my belief system, how I believe some things are, which is not the truth. It's just what I believe that's truth. For example, growing up, you know, we were told there's not enough to go around, right? You know, this whole concept of scarcity it's been preached to us for many, many years. I mean, if you look at the economics, we were told it's about scarcity of resources, right? But in the midst of working through clearing my own stuff along the way, I started discovering what were the stuff that's in my way, right? I realized, for example, you know, I always thought that it's about working hard, it's about giving, and I realized all those beliefs didn't serve me at all, because I wasn't giving myself what I needed. Working hard, but I didn't know what I was working hard for. I was just told it's important, you go out, you got to work hard, make more money, you know, have these houses, and those are important stuff, but they weren't. You know, as I worked through layers and layers of my stuff, I realized actually those are not important. And what's really important is relationships, which means my family and humanity. And so that's the reason I do what I do now, because that's important to me. It's to support individuals to discover their belief system and to remove those that doesn't support them. And why is that important? What I realized, in order to create a world that works, while we are interested in creating a new system, but if people still continue to behave the old ways, we're not going to create that new world. So think about even right now with cryptocurrencies, right? In the crypto world, you know, it was supposed to be a new system, a new way of transaction, a new way of, you know, us facilitating, you know, sharing and all that, moving, I would say, way of facilitating is exchanging energies, right? Yet, our old behavior state, if you can see right now, what's happening is people are speculating, which is what we do in the stock market world, right? Speculation, trying to make quick bucks, because the behaviors are the same. So ultimately, you know, in order to create that world, those two aspects is, while we're working to create this new system, it's important for us to also remove some of these limiting beliefs and start planting some really empowering beliefs, so that we know, right? Believe that we as human beings can live together. We can thrive together. We can accept the beauty of our uniqueness, that we are unique, and accept diversity, which is so important. You know, imagine a world is just all the same color. It's really boring, right? But the beauty is we have all this amazing diverse backgrounds that we have, you know, our preferences, our culture, all that brings a lot of gifts to the table. And so, you know, from just my own experience, that's what I find that's really important to me. And I know a lot of people has started to also reflect, you know, during this time, what is really important to me? You know, so I invite you to ask yourself that question. You know, what's really important to you right now? You know, maybe it's not some of the stuff that you've been told. Maybe it is right in front of you that you're not aware. I don't know. You know, as I work through my stuff, I realized a lot more things. My life became simpler. Really, it got simpler, easier. I have lesser stuff because I realized they're not important and they don't make the difference that I was told it's going to make a difference. And what's important to me, it's really relationship. And why I want to support humanity is because it's important to me and it really fulfills me, brings me lots of joy. And the mantra that I always share with people is, in order to create world peace, it begins with inner peace. It begins with each one of us having inner peace. And how do we achieve that? It's when we work on this disharmony that we have inside of us. And that's why the work is never outside of us. It's always inside of us. So I hope that with whatever I shared today, provided you with some insight for yourself, added some value to you. And I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts and questions that you have. I know this is a dialogue. It's not a one-way street. It's not just me telling you. And that's the beauty of it too. When we dialogue, we create more. And we create better when we're together. So have a great weekend. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you soon.